For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for the first edition of the Ryan Lewicki Show here in 2023. Currently joined by Wheeling University head baseball coach Ryan Lewicki. And Ryan, you guys obviously didn't achieve your goal of making the MEC tournament last year, but still a good season all around, coming down to that very last game. Talk about 2022 a little bit and how you kind of see the season and kind of grow from it.
Yeah, I think we told, all the guys that we've recruited this year and even the players that left the program, it wasn't the outcome that we honestly wanted, with a lot of returners, a ton of expectations, a lot of grad guys. That expectation to finally get to the NCAA tournament was there. But when you get injuries in any sport, it's tough. And we lost 2 starters on the mound, and we just couldn't overcome, the obstacles that were ahead. We gave up way too many runs a year ago. We could swing it. Defense was good enough to win baseball games. But if you can't pitch in this game, and I'm sure Sarah, my office mate will tell you you're screwed in this game. So we hoped for all those guys to enjoy their career here. Like I said, we lost a ton of players a year ago, but we're excited for what they helped us rebuild here in 2019 and so on, and just excited now for this upcoming season.
And you mentioned you lose a lot of starters from last year, a lot of new faces on this year's team. How's the dynamic been in preseason with all these new guys coming in and continuing to build the program?
Yeah, I think the culture and the brand's good. I think they've bought into what we're selling, in that regard, being team first and wanting everybody to be successful in this program and winning to matter more than the individual success. I just think it's taken a little bit longer because there is so many new. There's 15, 16 new guys. That takes time, not only to learn our systems and our philosophies and how to be a good teammate and do the things we want in the program, but then how to execute, how to play the game our way and how to do things our way, to win games at the end of the day. So it's getting there. I think it's going to take a little bit of time here early with this early stretch of our schedule, but excited to play and excited to get this group going.
And looking at the lineup, one of the leaders coming back, Jacob Murray in the middle of that lineup, also Garth Charlton and Lucas Rollins. Talk about the lineup kind of and what you see from them.
It'll be very new. I think, I got 3 guys that have experience realistically. Murray's the big one, obviously been a 3-year all-conference guy. He's one of my, oldest players I have on this team at almost 24 years old. He's getting his doctorate, so, he's obviously the example of what you want a student-athlete to be in any program. But just an awesome baseball player. He'll play shortstop this year. I know he's excited about that role. Garth will be the number 1 catcher this year. I know he's excited to take on a bigger role as well. Anthony May's kind of transitioning into a utility role, both as an infielder and a little bit of as a catcher this year, just due to some areas that we need filled. And then I think our other guy that's been around a long time, Lucas Rollins, is a 5th-year guy with me as well. Obviously, we'll play first base. So those 4 have a ton of experience with me, and knowing my system and understanding what it takes to win here in this league and to be successful. But other than those 4, everything else is brand new. A lot of new players. We have some guys that have some experience from the last year or so, but not full-time experience. So we have a lot of new guys coming from whether it's a 4-year school or JUCO, especially on the offensive end, that we'll see time right away for us, which is really exciting. And now we just got to see how it works and when they click.
And then looking at your mound, you get a big boost with Jared Nada coming back and Dominic Parker McDonald as well. Talk about that rotation and kind of the bullpen and the pitching staff as a whole.
I've said it to a lot of people, and I've said it to a lot of the recruits for the 23-24, moving forward. I think this is truthfully the best starting rotation I've had. I don't know if it's the most complete kind of staff that I've had, but I do think the front end is going to be really, really tough for us, and I think that's what we've missed the last year or so. Obviously, Dom being back through a ton of innings for us last year as a guy coming in, probably not a starter, but due to the injuries, had to take on a bigger role and did a phenomenal job. You lose an all-conference guy going into last year. Your ace in Jared Nada, it's tough, and he's still climbing back to get healthy. He will be ready to throw this weekend, not in a starting role, but able to get out and compete. And I know that's what he's missing. And then two, if not more, really good arms coming into this recruiting class. Obviously getting Cody McCarley, a starter at a junior college that brings a lot of experience and maturity. Getting a mid-year guy like Kenny Jenks coming from Shorter University as a bullpen / starter guy for them for 4 years gives, again, a lot of maturity, more depth. Hunter Dick, a guy from a junior college in Texas, brings a lot of, again, maturity and again, experience. Plus, getting some other guys back, getting Yohendry Colmenares back, who was expected to be a starter last year, got hurt through, I think, 1 time. And now he's going to be hopefully cleared here in the next 2 weeks, ready to go 100%. So, and there's more, but I really think if this pitching staff holds up and it's healthy, and they go compete, I think we have a really good shot to get to where we want to go.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head baseball coach Ryan Lewicki. And Ryan, once again, a tough non-conference schedule to start the year. You got a tough regional stretch, and then you go down to the Carolinas for a couple of series. Talk about the makeup of this non-conference schedule and how it kind of prepares you.
I will say this. It's definitely not as challenging probably as last year. Last year's, even though we thought we were talented, we got kicked in the face a little bit early on down there. It still is really good. We're excited for this weekend getting to do a regional crossover, with Lock Haven, Lake Erie, and Cal, going down to Lincoln Memorial in 2 weeks, who right now should be top 25. They're 7-0, playing really good baseball. Get to play a little bit of teams we're not familiar with, going down to play, Carolina University, get down a little bit better weather, which will be great, Mid-Atlantic during that trip, and then a 3-game big in-region like every year with Salem. It's in-region games that are really important to an RPI, to an SOS in that regard, and then some really good midweeks throughout the year. So, excited, tough, and then again we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
And then looking at the conference as a whole, talk about this MEC North division this year. A lot of good teams once again, Fairmont State, West Liberty, and all those guys. Talk about the division and kind of what you see.
Yeah, I think last year was the first time since I've been here where the North was actually better overall record than the South. It doesn't happen a lot. Usually the South is a little bit more competitive as a whole. The North was talented. Frostburg's way better, the preseason favorite to win the league. Fairmont got a new coach, who went from AB to them. Coach Urish did a great job in getting that program from a mid pack to now a top tier at that North. Us and West Lib and Notre Dame, and obviously Alderson Broadus is trying to get stable with their new coach. But it's like I said, last year was probably the best the North's been. I think the league's better, not top to bottom, but it's probably the top 8 now are way more competitive than they've probably ever been. So I think it's obviously going to help us regionally, trying to get more teams in the NCAA tournament, but it also just means every weekend now is a bigger impact that matters more. Winning weekends now, winning 3 out of 4 is important every weekend to play in May.
And now talk about this coming weekend. You have Lock Haven, Lake Erie, and Cal U. What are you looking for your team to do out there, and kind of give me some of your keys to success?
Yeah, overall, it's simple. We're trying to win weekends. I said it last year. We talked about it Monday. You're trying to win 2 out of 3. You're not asking guys to be perfect. It's too hard of a game to do that. So let's win 2 out of 3 on the weekend, get the season started the right way. Keys to success, just like last year. There's so many prongs to baseball. If we can pitch well enough, play fundamental defense, make routine plays, string together big innings, and have a lot of fun getting back out playing baseball again, I think with this new group, it's exciting. I think they're ready. I think they're hungry to play somebody else. So I'll know here in about 48 hours where this is going to go after we play all 3 games, but just excited to be here.
Thanks, Ryan. Good luck on opening weekend. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.